Ladies and gents, best wishes for the new year. In this edition of Weekly Roundup, we shall discuss some of the major events of the current week. Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. India has the largest diaspora in the world, numbering no less than 32 million, and it is spread over all six continents of the world. And it is not only the numbers that count. Many of these non-resident Indians and overseas citizens of India have made their mark in the countries where they have settled. The largest concentration of such Indians is in USA with its 4.4 million strong NRI community, and through their hard work and exceptional qualities of leadership they have distinguished themselves in various fields, whether it is politics, medicine, sciences or business. They include Nobel Prize winners like Amartya Sen, V. Ramakrishnan and Abhijit Banerjee. They also include distinguished business leaders who broke the glass ceiling and became executives in Fortune 500 companies. Indira Nooyi showed the way, the first Indian woman to head a corporate giant like Pepsi way back in 2001. More recent ones include Sundar Pichai of Google, Satya Nadella of Microsoft, Vivek Shankaran of Albertsons Companies, the largest food and drug retail chain of USA. There is also Shantanu Narayanan, who heads Adobe Inc. Our NRIs have done well in politics too, becoming members of state legislatures and state governors. A few of them are also active in US Congress. In fact, the present Vice President of USA, Kamala Harris, is also half Indian by birth. UAE has numerically the second largest diaspora in the world, numbering no less than 3.4 million. There also they have come up through exceptional merit and include billionaires like Yusuf Ali M.A., Miki Jagtiani, Dr. B.R. Shetty and Sunny Varke. Elsewhere too, Indians have risen to the top. They have become heads of state, whether it is Mauritius or Suriname, Trinidad, Singapore or Guyana. And right now, Rishi Sunak is PM of UK while Leo Varadkar heads the government in neighbouring Ireland. It was Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee who got the idea of acknowledging the manifold contributions of these outstanding personalities of Indian origin by inviting them to India as honoured guests. Some of them were given awards also to recognize their meritorious work in various fields, whether it is science or humanities, community service or medicine. It was also a way of building bridges between these Indians settled abroad with their motherland, of reminding them that though for various reasons they have gone abroad, their country of origin still cherishes these sons of the soil. The diaspora has also responded with enthusiasm to the gesture and look forward to meeting their friends and well-wishers in India by coming here in large numbers. The day on which this annual event is celebrated is also important. It was on January 9th, 1915 that Mahatma Gandhi had decided to abandon his flourishing legal practice in South Africa and devote himself to the liberation of his country from the British yoke. What he did thereafter is history. Since India is a big country with a variety of languages and a rich culture, the annual conference is held not only in Delhi, the national capital, but in different states also. This year, the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is being organized on 8th to 10th January at Indore, which has also been declared the cleanest city of India for 6 consecutive years. Naturally, this is an occasion for this proud city to brand itself and show how, with dedication and hard work, our smart cities are developing world-class facilities. Madhya Pradesh has done well also in many fields, achieving a target of over 10% growth in agriculture over many years. Shall we call it second topic? Shall we call it a happy new year? A new year has begun, yet a big question mark looms over the horizon. It took the world nearly 3 years to get over COVID-19, but just when the danger from the epidemic was abating, another catastrophe impacted the world when Russia invaded Ukraine. And unfortunately, in a globalized world of today, whatever happens in one part of the world affects almost everyone else. This war has also created acute shortages of food and energy. A long, harsh winter is on in Europe, but the power for cooking and heating homes is running short. Since both Ukraine and Russia were major exporters of wheat, food supplies are also falling short, leading to inflation. Even a major world power like USA is feeling the pinch, and multinationals there are cutting down heavily on jobs, causing large-scale unemployment. This was corroborated by IMF chief Kristalina Georgieva, who said, I quote, "We expect one-third of the world to be in recession because three major economies, USA, EU, and China, are slowing down." Unquote. She added that this year is going to be tougher than the last year. Unquote. Things don't look too bright this year, in fact, unless the war in Ukraine stops. But will it? The third topic is, will India do better this year? Luckily, India has not been very heavily affected by this worldwide slump. We might still be able to manage a GDP growth of about 6.5% or more this year, which will be the best in the world for a major economy. One major reason for this is that our market is not very heavily dependent on exports. Demand for goods and services can be sustained largely by our own 1.35 billion population, of which a major chunk belongs to the younger generation. One indication of this buoyancy is the way car and SUV sales have hit a new high during 2022. In terms of sales, this was the best year for the auto industry. Car and SUV sales this year reached a record 3.8 million units. This was the largest ever sale of cars by Indian car makers. For last year, the sale was only of 3.1 million units. It is also noteworthy that the biggest jump in sales was recorded by the indigenous car maker Tata Motors. Whereas they had sold 3.3 lakh cars last year, they saw a 61% jump in sales in 2022, selling 5.3 lakh cars this year. No doubt, their lead in making affordable EV cars helped them in boosting their sales. These fuel-saving electric cars are undoubtedly the future of auto industry, and this year we may see more and more car makers bringing out their own versions of EVs, which will also help our ecosystem. Other car makers like Maruti, Hyundai, and Toyota also recorded higher sales. Thus, the future of our auto industry looks bright, and we might well become a major auto hub of the world by the end of this decade. It's noteworthy here that the auto industry is a huge employer, giving jobs to lakhs of people. India's GDP might also grow further, bringing it to over 4 trillion, and in another 2 years, that is by 2026, we might well become a $5 trillion economy, thus making us the third largest economy in the world. Please like and subscribe if you have found this talk useful. Thank you.